Linda, Roland, Myrna, Maria, Bill Woods. Got it started with a good group here, guys. Hey, I just wanted to say hi, and I'm happy to be here tonight. A lot of excitement going on. Um, just a lot of things going on. I had my regular Wednesday day where I had to. Well, I didn't have to, but I babysat the little monkey, and you know, turned into the other two got home. Patriot Super Gymnast and Patriot 7 got home, and then I just got a phone call from them. They wanted to make sure that Papa and Grandpa was home safe. So, all that being said, at my house just a little bit ago, I went down to get my tablet because I had it charging down there, and I went down to get it, and small Hank and little Kira got there, and I got to play with them for a few minutes. So I've seen all five of my grandkids today, and and when I think of grandkids, I think of not only grandkids but great grandkids and just kids in general. And Patriot super, Patriot Princess, our little queen, our little ball player, and her brother Patriot Hunter, Janice grandchildren. Then you have Patriot Karate Kid and Patriot Wyatt Earp, who are Michelle Gillespie's kids. Mike with Patriot Little Leona. I have Super Jimmy, Patriot Super Jimmy, and Patriot 11. And guys, we're just in a spot right now. Patriot Boog, Boogaloo, and Boogaroo. We're in a spot that I don't know how you guys were last night. I was joking with Mary Ann, which we have a tendency to write back and forth and put a couple of funnies in there. But I was joking with her, and I said, hey, look at it on the bright side. Tonight's Bruce. And then I hear from Ron, Patriot 6, and he tells me it was a good one tonight. Bruce didn't even talk about Sue's projects. I don't know how many of you guys listen to Bruce. See how nicely I went through the kids, and we'll pray to God here in a little bit that all kids, it's not just the ones we talk about, but it's all kids we wish we could do more with. But I had something to say and I forgot it. Hi, Jana. Jeffrey, good to see you. Myrna, we'll get together. How about, I haven't had supper yet, so I'm going to eat after the show's over. How about I give you a call tomorrow and we'll talk tomorrow? Myrna's got something to talk to me about, and I was going to do it today, and the little one wanted me to lay down with her, and I actually took a nap too, so I didn't get it done. But like I said, this is all about the kids. But what I was going to say is last night, I stayed here at Ron's until about 10 o'clock. I left. I went home, and when I go home at 10 o'clock, I never know what time I'm going to bed. Whether I got to babysit the next day or not, because I always consider that my time. I'm not babysitting. I'm not down watching TV with Ron. It's my getaway time. Last night, it wasn't my getaway time because, hi, Curly. For quite a while, me and Ron was chatting back and forth about the things that's going on. And guys, there's some things going on. I do believe we are right there. I was so excited, I seen Wolverine. He said people are going to have trouble sleeping tonight. Well, I was one of them, because every time I would wake up, at my age, we have a tendency, we have to wake up in the middle of the night 2 or 3 times so we can take that walk to the porcelain bowl. And last night was no different. And And I stay up late. Like I said, I do. I stay up very late. But I think one of the reasons I stay up late is also I'm already up, so I don't have to really get out of bed to go take that walk. And it just was an exciting evening listening to Bruce, listening to the two guys on PPM talking about it's going to be within a very short time. And they're talking hours, guys. And is this one gentleman, I can't think of their name. Ronnie, who were them on PPM last night?
Oh, Rod Steele and Dallas.
And Rod Steele is talking, and he's giving all this stuff, and he said he could give more, he's got more, but he's not going to talk about more because he doesn't want to get himself in trouble. And if you ever watch Rod Steele, and you notice I'm doing it tonight, I have no idea why, but I've been leaning back and forth. My back's bothering me a little bit, but maybe that's what it is. But he's constantly doing that, and I'm thinking, you're going to put me to sleep with your rocking motion there. But he was talking about very close matter of hours and explaining how it's going to go. And he explained something very explicit. And Dallas looks and says, I'm not saying this. I can prove it. I heard the exact thing 20 minutes before I came on this show. The exact thing. Guys, when the gurus, when the people are doing these shows like this, and he ain't going to get it from me unless you guys go get the information for me. But when people like that, Rod Steele, Dallas, when people like that who know, when Mark is coming out saying, I got a sick feeling in my stomach, and he says, I think it's due to the excitement of about what's ready to come through. And then you hear people saying that Iraq is done. And for 209 nations, for one of them to literally control, and that's what they're doing. Hi, Ann. Diane with two N's is here, Patriot Diane. Mary Ann, I was just talking about you, sweetie. David's here. But for a country like that to control everything, but they're doing the things. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Oh, are we going to hear things about Sleepy? Yes, we are. Are we going to hear things about other ones? Yes, we are. But what is it taking? Now, there's been two primaries or whatever they're called. See, I don't get into the politics. I didn't think my leader did either. I didn't think he did, but here lately he's been shaking a lot of hands and holding a lot of babies, and that's a pure politician, And I don't get into that, but Iowa, and then last night, wherever they were last night, what's it taking? Iowa, it took 2 minutes for them to declare him. New Hampshire. 2 minutes to declare him the winner. Not only did he win so convincingly, he got Ron Sanctimonious to back out and support him. Ew. Is that what we really want? There was once I thought that guy was really good, but heard a lot of things about him, and he might be kind of like Sleepy, not really what you think. You're not getting what you think you're getting. You know what I mean? But, man, I'm telling you, the excitement coming on last night. Ron would message me, and I would message him, and you got to watch this, and then I'd send him something, you got to watch this, and this went on for pretty much 45 minutes. And so in that, and I'm trying to write the letter to the girl in the Ukraine, and then I'm getting stuff from other people. Ralph, you got to check this out. The hat is back. And it's like, whoa! But every place we look, guys, it's there. Did you know who was standing on the head of Lincoln last year for the 4th of July? No, I didn't know that, Mike. But I was listening to a guy, and he made a lot of sense. He was starting to talk about liberty, the pursuit of happiness. So what do they do for liberty? These people who've stolen from us, they've taken away our birthrights. They've taken away this. They've taken away that. And what do we do? What do we do with all of this? We have to just keep going. They took a lady, a statue. To go to show you how you can grow. when you learn, when you open up your eyes, which I did when I became a patriot, to go to show you how you can learn. One thing I always wanted to do, that was always on, if you want to call it a bucket list, you call it that, was always on my bucket list, is I wanted to get in an airplane and fly to where I went past the statue.
Yeah,
I wanted to look out the window and see this beautiful lady. And then I hear what I hear about her.
I was disappointed when we came into New Jersey instead of.
Yes. Ron, when he was in Germany and France, when he came home, they came in through into New Jersey instead of New York. And he was disappointed because he wanted to do that. Now I have no, I mean, if it went down tomorrow, another one bites the dust. But let's play the music, say the pledge, and then I'll come back and get into the show. But guys, I'm excited. I'm so excited. Yeah, anyway. So let's get into that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is pretty good.
What?
This is pretty good.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
I had it turned on. I had it turned up.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there
It's
ain't
getting
no
down.
doubt as love is there. Bless the USA. God bless the USA.
Let's see what happened. So much built up in the ice. So,
From the lakes
Harbaugh
of
agreed to go
Minnesota
between the
to the
East
hills of Tennessee,
Across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea.
from Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt that love is there. God bless the USA.
Why don't you do this quarterback? What's the worst thing you can
Next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt that love is
I think they owe Justin Fields one more year. But everybody sees it for myself personally, I'm going to take the lead with the one. I just should take that lead and not do it. But I'm in Illinois for it. Yes, yes, yes. Proud to be an American. God bless the USA. And you know, guys, as I talk, I was listening to Wolverine in his little speech today. Don't get me wrong, I really like following Wolverine. but he's up and down like an escalator. And I'm not saying this bad. Wolverine is a gentleman who has a hard time holding his emotions in. Okay? You understand what I mean? He gets excited. He's going to sing the opera. And I tell you what, he could just tell me everything is good and we're going and I see it. But I guess there was something that I missed, that he said something. So he went on, not a bad
He went
rant.
on a rant.
He went on a rant, but not the bad one. And he says, I'm going to make it plain and simple to you. Well, you know what? We're not 2-year-olds. First of all, he goes, I'm going to clear up the bond issue. Well, Myrna said the other night, if when we all go, we go one, we all go, or whatever, why is people getting special things? Why is the bond members getting special things? And whenever I think about bonds, whenever I think about the other things, I think about what they're doing. Now, we know for years, of our whole lives, the people who's watching the show, our whole lives, we have been robbed and stealed and cheated from. We didn't know it. It's one of those stupidity is bliss. If you don't know it, you don't know you're stupid. Okay? But bonds, they go first. These special bonds. And he says, and I have these. Okay? People have to understand that this is what we do, and and he's explaining. Well, first of all, you never have to explain it for me to hear because I don't have them bonds. But here's what I'm saying. I have no clue what these bonds are, but I guess they're worth millions or maybe even billions, whatever dollars, and because they're going to get 1%. And I heard Mark and Bruce on several occasions say just 1% of that right off the bat is going to be millions of dollars. So they have to be huge bonds. But yet, Zim is considered a bond. 100 trillion note is considered a bond. But they're saying they want to give us 30 million, 40 million, 50 million. Why? I don't say they got to give us whatever it's valued at. But come on. At least get us into the B word. I mean, if you got a 100 trillion note and they give you 5 or 10 billion, you'd be a lot happier than if they give you 30. And the whole thing is, guys, we're not going to spend the 30 million. But I do want to discuss something tonight. We've discussed a lot. It's all about the money. But we're saying we can't make it about the money. Money is the root of all evil. How do they know? One of the richest men in the world is the hat. But yet he's running the campaign to save your Savior and my Savior's world. Has he been perfect? There's no such thing as a perfect person. Maybe Jesus Christ. That's it. But what I'm trying to emphasize here, give us your information. I look forward to every day getting 5 or 6 updates from you. But just because someone doesn't agree with you doesn't make them wrong. I don't have bonds. I could care less about the bonds. Get them done so we can get to tier 4B. That's what I say. And I do not hold grudges against anybody who's got them. Because I was reading something today, and I think I'm going to read it here in a little bit. I think that's what I got up to read first. And if it is, it's something said, probably everybody in the world will be a millionaire because of the N and G, big N and big G. But all I'm saying is we all get aggravated. Restore your aggravation. I come here on the show for you guys to get. I don't send it or have it sent out to hundreds of millions of people. Wolvie has a large following, and a lot of the followers send out to their people who send out to their people. We need Wolvie in our corner, and I believe this. You know, we need Mark Z. Now, Mark said something the other day that I'll never repeat it, but I caught him in a bold, fast lie, and I could easily go in and show the people. I mean, I got him by the short hairs. But there's no sense to say anything. He said it. Nobody caught it because I didn't respond to it. Because I was actually on live with him the other day. I don't know why. Because I like to listen to him when he's Memorex. You know, that way I don't have to, if I make a comment, the comment will still go in there, but he's not going to answer my comment anyway because I'm not going to pay. And I'm not saying that's all about, you know, I had a long talk, I think it was Marianne. I wrote a book today explaining to her about, you know,
He did answer one of mine.
how certain people made,
said, let's get Mr. C.
how certain people made the X amount of money. And they were smart doing it. I was a networker. Ron and me were networkers for years and years and years. And maybe I look at the back and I thought, well, you know what? If I would have brought a program, and I was in a good program when I first came in here. And if I'd have brought it to everybody who come in when I went up to all the people, you know, and it was a $10 program to start, and then you go up to 25, 50, and 100. It was a good program, good products. And I got thinking, well, what if the first 100 people that came in, I would have paid their way in? What if Ron would have took 100 and paid their way in? Now we got 2,000 people in. You're going to go down 3 to 4 levels to start making money on each level. Well, once you got enough to pay 10 people's way in, you take 100 and you pay 10 people, and you get everybody paying 10 people. You move over to the other one. Everybody follows the leader. They move over, and we could have made a lot of money using a lot of good products, using products that might have helped us through all of this. But see, I'm not going to say an oath because I didn't put my hand on a Bible and swear under God and that, but I told God I'm not in it to make money. So I wouldn't do that. Maybe I should have. Maybe I could have helped a lot of people here. You know, but then again, maybe I could have lost everybody too. And your friendship and your love and your family appearance to me means a whole lot more than money. But the point I wanted to cover here before I get into this stuff, when people say it's not about the money, and I've been trying to lecture, it's not about the money, it's not about the money. Hi, Elaine, Sharon, Becky, David. Elaine, was it you that told me you were sick? You had been sick? Beds are coming out Thanksgiving. That's what they said. They're coming out, Michael. Don't take a moment. Just take a moment, take a deep breath, and said, we got this. But it's a positive thinking thing, guys. It's a positive thinking. And before I go any further, I'm going to tell a quick story about Patriot7, my little grandson. I'm always teasing him about the little girls in school. I'm telling him how to go after getting them. Now, here's me. I didn't date pretty much all the way through high school, but I used the excuse I played baseball. I didn't want to date. I didn't date because we were poor and I didn't have the money, and I didn't really, there wasn't any girls but 1 or 2 in that school I really wanted to date. But he's been talking about this one little girl, and I'm not going to mention her name. So the other day they got out early, but before they got out, he looked at his best friend and he says, you can tell her that I like her and want to be her boyfriend. I dare you to do it. The kid did it. So today the little girl announced, when my mom tells me I'm old enough to have a boyfriend, Liam is going to be my first boyfriend. You know, and I told him, I said, yeah, I'm always telling him he the man. You're a dog, you know, and things like that. And I get him laughing so hard. Sometimes I swear I get him laughing so hard he's going to pee his pants. But anyway, guys, for every one of us that says it's not about the money, it's not about the money. Quit fooling yourself. It's about what we can do with the money. That's what it is for me. It's about the fact that instead of driving a 2005 car that's got hundreds of thousands of miles on it, and every day when it starts, when I get ready to go somewhere, I thank it for another day. But would I rather be driving a nice, beautiful red truck? Yeah. Would I like to be driving? Ron wants a Cadillac. Yeah. He wants to rent the fancy cars where people drive them for limousines. He wants to rent enough of them to bring everybody together. You don't have to drive to get there. So if you want to have a fruit juice or something in your fruit juice, you can have it. Or in mine and Ron and Jana's case, it would be a beer, a good beer. And don't get me wrong, Jana, when I tease you about the good beer and Ron does, believe me, we've drank it all. You ever drank any Drummond Brothers? Drummond Brothers. Man, I'm telling you, one summer me and Ron drank so much of that. Oh, I couldn't drink. I can't drink like that anymore. But I will be able to when these beds get here. Karen got a message taken out? Ooh. I'm not going to delete you, Karen. Let's read here what Ron sent over to me that I thought was pretty good. Bear with me when I read, guys, because it's in smaller print.
Make it bigger.
If I make it bigger, it goes off the screen. As the clock ticks down, this is forward from RV Highlights, forwarded from Cinder Rose. As the clock ticks down to its financial D-Day, one thing is clear: the world as we know it is about to change. The question is, are you ready to be part of this revolution? In a world where the truth is often stranger than fiction, a groundbreaking revolution stands on the brink of transforming our very existence. This is not just another story. This is the untold narrative of the Big N. A plan so monumental, it redefines the global financial and political landscape. Imagine a world where financial abundance is not just a dream, but a tangible reality. A world where every human being, this is what I was telling you about, where every human being could be a millionaire in British pounds. I didn't understand why it's got to be British pounds, but if I'm a millionaire in British pounds or a millionaire in USA new currency, I'm good with it. Free from shackles of debt. This isn't fantasy. It is the hidden truth veiled from the public eye. But now it's the time to pull back the curtain. The Big N, a term that resonates with the promise of justice and equality, is set to revolutionize the planet's resource distribution. This isn't just about monetary reform. It's about complete overhaul of the banking system designed to extend its benevolence reach to every corner of the globe. The plan is so comprehensive, so all-encompassing, that the individual or organization, no matter how powerful, can halt its momentum. The implications are staggering. Credit card debt, mortgages, and other financial burdens imposed on the corrupt banking practices will be wiped clean. The oppressive yoke of the income tax will be lifted, replaced by a fair fixed tax on non-essential new items. So if you go out and buy, like I said, a brand new truck, if I go out and buy a truck that's a year old, I will pay no sales tax. It has to be brand new. But the Big N vision goes beyond mere economic reform and political earthquake, set to shake the very foundation of the U.S. government. The president, vice president, and all officials complicit in this grand deception will be removed from office. In their place, constitutionally acceptable leaders will rise, possibly including figures like Joseph Francis, Dunford, Ron Paul, John Fitzgerald, Jr. If he's still among us, ha ha ha. The upheaval isn't limited to the U.S. The entire Congress, along with the Khazar Zionist overloads, will be replaced. This is purge and corruption and cleaning of the political system, paving the way for leaders who truly represent the people. In this new era, the hat might play a critical role exposing the sinister machination of the beans. You know what kind of beans? Syndicate, because it's a family, and the Clinton's Foundation. He could be a key. He could be the key to unveiling the satanist disinformation nexus that has enamored major U.S. media outlets and intelligence agents. The promise of the Big N also extends to the realm of elections, future presidential and congressional elections, and safeguarded against fraud, hackling, and illicit activities, special interest groups, or secret syndicates. This is a democracy reborn, transparent, and uncorrupted. The financial landscape will be revolutionized with the introduction of the new U.S. Treasury rainbow currency backed by precious metals. The Federal Reserve System, a symbol of financial manipulation, will be dismantled. Personal financial privacy will be restored, and the illegal professionals will be retrained in constitutional law. The Big N vision is not just national but global. Aggressive U.S. military actions worldwide will cease. Unshearing actions worldwide. Unhearing in an era of unprecedented global peace. Every American citizen over 21 will receive 1 million monthly for 11 years. Everyone over 21 will receive 1 million monthly for 11 years. That's a lot of money, guys. Farmers will be addressed, including 300,000 debt forgiveness for each farming family. This is not about America. Similar reforms will ripple across the globe. Enormous funds will be allocated for humanitarian purposes, suppressed technologies such as free energy devices, pollution, cleaning equipment, and sonic healing machines. Well, we know what them are. Will be released for the benefit. The term, the Big N, may have been shrouded in secrecy, unable to be used publicly to describe this globe package of prosperity and humanitarian aid, but the time for the secrecy is over. Now, when I just read that to you, I read about 2/3 of it. I don't know if you guys seen my eyes when I said anyone over 21 will receive $1 million a month for 11 years. And you know, if we was to go right now, and tell a non-believer, if we was to tell them something like that, they would laugh us completely out of sight. There's not that much money in the world, they would tell us. Well, there was probably enough money taken from that VAT place, you know, that VAT, you know, I can tell you this, you know, I can't say it, but you guys should follow. There was enough gold taken out that probably wouldn't put really even a big dent into that. The gold that has been recovered and returned to the rightful owners is just insurmountable. That's why it surprises me when I was talking earlier about the Zim, why they say 30 million for a $100 trillion note. And guys, I'm not greedy. I mean, 30 million is a lot of money and I'll gladly take it. Me and Ron's talked about it. But what we don't understand is silver is supposed to raise to about $60,000 an ounce. Right now it's $22 an ounce. Why, if you go out and buy 1,000 ounces of that, just imagine what 60,000 times 1,000 is. I'm sure one of you guys will put it up here on the screen. I could figure it in my head if I wanted to take a couple of seconds, but you know, Russ Kaiser, that's what I said, but I read it just what it said. I'll go back and read it. Maybe I misread it. Because Russ is saying, I think it's a total of 1 million with monthly payments over 11 years. 1 million total? No, it's not. It's more than that. If you're saying that we're going to get 1 million based over 11 years would be 120, 132 payments. No, it's going to be more than that. I mean, because they was just talking the other day about what, you know what, it's going to be a huge amount. We're all going to be taken care of and that. But here's the thing, guys. And here's why I want as much as I can get. Because there's going to be people, I don't care how much you give them, they're not going to be able to handle it. So they're going to need some help. It might be a year, it might be 2 years. So we can do the humanitarian projects for the first year, 2 years, 3 years. But then we're going to also have to look out for organizations of people who just doesn't have anything. Because the one thing we can never let happen again when we get to this, we can never allow a person, the weather we just went through, to sit out in the cold and not have a place to live. We have to get people to talk to people who's been living outside. You now have the money to live inside. You're not going to live like that. If we have to make it a law that you can't live like that, get them and take them and put them someplace. Yeah, the other night, Myrna, when I talked about silver going to what, $50,000 or $60,000 an ounce, the other night people checked in, it was anywhere from 22 to 23 and some change. But what I'm saying is, you can get all the money for that. You can get all the money for other things. That bonds members are going to get all the money for the bonds. But they're going to give us a rate. They're going to tell us what we can have. But you know what? It doesn't matter. We're going to be taken care of, and that's what matters. What matters is just getting the show to end, because then we'll know the bad people are gone. Here's something that Patriot Diane with 2 N's sent me. This came out at 10:59 a.m. this morning. It's from Wolverine. We are near, so close. I can already see you on the other side. It is no longer a question of when there will be events occurring shortly, but you are ready. What it means is it's not when it's going to happen, but will you be ready when it does? The world as we know it is about to change. We are about to enter a wormhole that will alter the global political and economic system forever. And I agree with that 150%. 200, 1,000, whatever. I'm a firm believer there's no more than 100%, but Heaven of Nell, you're from India. Congratulations for joining our show and our family. Heaven of Nell, we're on here, and I don't know how long you've been coming on, but we are a family here. If you need prayer requests, let someone know. They'll get it to me. I do the best I can. Okay, Curly. Yeah, that sounds okay. $100,000 a month for 11 years. Now, they said anybody over 21, but what I've been told that the older people over 60 will get more of a lump sum. But we can sit here and discuss this until the cows come home, but we're not going to know until it actually really happens. So let's see what this is. Okay, here's something that came across my desk. Doesn't have anybody who said it, but it says, adding to a conversation, our friend Mr. Salvage has listened to an audio in Spanish and informs us that as of today, Colombia has received funds, liquid spendable funds. I'm sharing the audio in case any of the Spanish-speaking families hold to listen and share further details to help the rest of the family understand. So, supposedly, Iraq has given some funds out. Now Colombia has. We need to start chanting USA, USA, USA. See, I got my USA hat. So, trying to find the reading of Bruce of the Big Call. But I got to go through so much because of all the talking Ron and me did last night. Well, here's from Frank, 26. Boots on the ground report, Firefly TV showing a meeting in Davos with CBI governor, IMF, World Bank, and Sudani have shortened the time of financial and banking reform. They are saying it's a shorter time expected now. He completed the reforms. Frank, he is telling you they are very close to giving you the new exchange rate with the lower DENOMS denoms. What happened at Davos put monetary reform on light speed. Today the 23rd or 24th? Today's the 24th. I can't find Bruce. I can't find your thing with Bruce, the reading. Bruce, I know I just found it. Let's see what Bruce has to say. Wow, 223 people on here. Thank you. Where are we now? Bruce saying, as a call opening, that because of intel he just received, it's again sounding like this will be the last regular big call. And before I go into Bruce, I want to tell people, if you haven't heard him, you should listen to last night's call. Last night's call, there was more sincerity in Bruce's voice. It was nothing about, and even though he had Bob on and Sue on earlier, I would assume it was about where we're at right now. It was about getting our oars in the water. It was about knowing what we're going to do. It was about, if you want to work with him, it was about getting the 800 number to people. What was it? 400,000 was supposed to go out this morning in the United States, Australia, and several other places. 400,000 emails. I've been checking all day. I did not get one of them. But I'm not worried about it, see, because I'm signed up to Bruce. I'm signed up to other people. So we will get the 800 number when it's our turn. But just the sincerity in this man's voice last night, I'm telling you guys, it was one of those nights that I've not been this excited in a long time. I mean, I'm planning, well, if we get it today, I can call and make an appointment for tomorrow. But if we don't get it till tomorrow, I can call and maybe make an appointment for Friday, Saturday. I just as soon go up on a Saturday. But, we're going to get our chance to go. But before I go into Bruce, remember, when we get our chance to go, this is us. We have chosen to purchase this currency. We have chosen to change our lives with or without what the big N does for us. Because when I first bought Ron and myself and my brother Russ's first currency, we didn't even know about the big N then. It was until a little bit later. We was watching a few of the leaders, Bruce and Mark and that. We were big on Mark Z. Mostly I like to listen to Mr. C on Friday. The information received yesterday and today, and several of our sources are saying this will be the greatest week in the history of mankind. And what is interesting, we got word from several of our sources last night and today, and I think we've gone past the point of no return. So even those who were tight-lipped have got the information from the banks to me. Some of the bondholders were given, we've been giving for the BH to get their notifications, and 1,400 emails went out this morning to bond sellers and told them they'd have access to these emails, where we're to continue and go several days for them to get access to the funds, but about 26,000 need to go out, and we don't have to wait, on them. General Finch 24/01 2024 2:30 p.m. We also believe we know 400,000 emails, and if not overnight, starting tomorrow, and there could, and these are for Tier 4B, and primarily North America, Canada, and Australia, New Zealand, and the Caribbean islands, from what we can tell, are primary for Zim holders. Now, I don't know if you guys saw it today, but on the Messenger, on Facebook Messenger with our group, Patriot 5 and 6, I posted that there was a place they were selling 50 trillion Zims. I think it was something like $39 or $49. I wasn't telling you to go buy it. I'll never tell anybody to go spend their money on any of this. I just put the information out there should you need it. The 800 numbers will be given to us as soon as possible. We are in a no go back situation. Only thing we can do now is go forward, and it will probably be at warp speed. So that is really interesting. So the start at 10 a.m. for bond sellers, and then we are next. Okay. And this is the best sources that I have. At midnight Monday, within 24 to 36 hours, we will all be smiling ear to ear. This is going to be a year that changes mankind forever, gets rid of what we've been wanting to for a long time, and we will see the changes very, very soon. And he went on to talk a little bit about the Chinese and a couple other things, and really not anything we really need to go into. But when I just read, guys, and like I said, very small print, I have a hard enough time reading to begin with, even though I've been practicing with my granddaughter. I try to read to her every day, and it was funny today because we didn't have internet, so we couldn't watch her cartoons because I got a routine with her. I let her watch the cartoons for a little bit, and then she'll just literally turn over and say, okay, 2 more minutes, and then we'll just shut our eyes and rest. And 2 minutes turns into 5 or 10, but by the time she turns over to rest, she's not even there awake for 2 minutes, if that. And what was funny, I wasn't with her yesterday. Her mom was, because they had an e-learning day. And with having the e-learning day, they also was in a situation where mommy had to put her to bed. I mean, put her down for a nap. She wasn't real happy with that. She kept telling mommy, I'm not tired. She wanted to sleep. She just wasn't happy. And Amber finally said, she finally used Grandpa's strategy. And she says, I tell you what, in 5 minutes, all we have to do is close our eyes. We don't have to go to sleep. We just close our eyes in 5 minutes. We'll leave the TV on, but we have to close our eyes. If you don't close your eyes, then we don't, we'll turn the TV off. They did it. My daughter timed the 5 minutes. 5 minutes come and went. She looked at Addison and said, okay, 5 minutes is up. She rolled over on her mom, closed her eyes, and within 30 seconds was sound asleep. You just got to learn what works for a kid. And see, guys, that is going to be something that's going to be so much in what we're doing. We're going to be looking to help these kids. There's some that's not going to open their eyes, because they're going to have negative parents. But we're going to have to work. I've been contemplating a lot here lately. I'm going to put people in charge of my humanitarian projects. I'm going to be there for them, but I'm going to put people in charge because I want to continue, and I hope a lot of you want to continue with me. I want to continue doing shows like this, maybe not on a daily basis, but 2 or 3 times a week. Not to talk to you guys, but to have you guys bring your family members on and say, look, guys, you're getting the money. You see it's working. Now come on and listen to this guy, and he'll explain what is going on. We can open more eyes of people if we can talk to them, 100 or 200 or 300. Who knows? Maybe with the 100 or the 1,500 people we got, the people start sending a couple people a night. We could do shows of 3,000 and 4,000 people a night, 3 nights a week. That's going to get people, you have to gain their trust. Right now, they don't know what we know. I was talking to Mary Ann the other day, and she was telling me some things about family members. I've been talking to so many people, and they tell me things about family members. But see, the one thing we keep forgetting, they do not have the knowledge that we have. We were chosen. I tend to believe that all of us were chosen from God above. I do. When everybody says he chose the hat, I believe he chose all of us. Why me? Why Ron? All we got into this for was the money to begin with. And now we're running a show, talking to hundreds of people a night. Why? We had once had our show up to about 20,000 people. Why? All I said in my first show is if we can touch one person. And one of the the people that, and this gives me great joy because the first person I really touched was Ron. And then we become partners. And doing that, I have someone that I don't have a brunt where like some of you have no one you can talk to. I have him. There's jealousy comes from people because me and him are so close and we talk about things and we do things and it's our show. But see, I'll tell you right now, it's our show. Our show, everybody on here. As long as you want to say what you want to say, you do it the right way, it's everybody's show. I consider every one of you a family member. You know, they're throwing a birthday party for me. I don't even know when it is. 10th, Ron said, of February. A 70th birthday party. My family members love me so much. 9 people have signed up to go. There's been over 150 invitations. Anybody want to come to Hersher, you're welcome to come. But it's all about our family, mine and Ron. We were the lone wolves. But now my daughter is starting to take an interest because of Grandma Bo and her grandson, which is my son-in-law. So see, whenever you got something that you can leverage, you do it. If John, I seen you just popped up there. If John was to go to his family and they don't want to talk, back off. If they don't want to talk, they won't. But my daughter actually talked to me the other day about she's been watching this documentary about an island. Well, we know what island it is. We know what it is. Terrible, terrible, terrible people. I was allowed to sit there and talk to her at her kitchen table and tell her about people such as Forrest Gump, the Wicked Witch of the West, Oprah, HC. And the things I was able to tell her, she's looking at me. Then I had to tell her things about cast members of Cheers, not Cheers, Friends. That's a sore subject if it's true they are like that, because my oldest niece really loved that show. I mean, once a year, she has people over to watch reruns of that show. Only a few trolls tonight, huh? But anyway, it's all good, guys. Let's see what Judy's got to say. Restored Republic 24th. Soros threatens to assassinate the hat. Global Military Alliance response. It's showtime.
We got somebody on here from India.
Yeah, Ron just mentioned we got someone on here from India. I talked to him just a few minutes ago, Ron. I think you was doing something else.
Yeah, I'm watching the basketball game.
On Monday, 22nd January, in Davos, the Deep State sent out a threat for the hat. Guys, remember, if you hear it happened, it's all a show. He is safe. He's probably the most safe person in the world right now. On Monday, treasonous SCOTUS. This is some of this stuff I can't read. I can read it. It's just I can't, because I cherish the fact that we are doing the shows good now and we're not having any trouble. On Wednesday, 24th January, something big was set to happen. On Thursday, 25 January, they would be an announcement that the princes from, Diana, John McAfee, John F. Jr., and that terrible man from the island are all still alive. That has me mystified, because I've read that 4 times today. Why do I care if that man is still alive? Whether he give up everything he give up, whether he's giving up the names, whether he's doing this or he's doing that, why should it matter to me and you that he's still alive? It was his island. He let it happen. And there's just a lot that I can't talk about what Judy said. Global currency reset. Judy, note, what we think we know as of Tuesday, 23 January, all Intel providers are under NDAs or were neither receiving or giving out Intel as of Tuesday, 23 January. Banks across the world, not Basel 3 compliant, have gold asset currency will be closed. I really hope that's true, guys. I really do. And my bank could be one of them. You know, because I tried talking to them, and I can tell you, my bank has a group of leaders that, in a nutshell, they're assholes. That's the best I can do. Bruce, big call. Let's see what she says about that. I mean, I pretty much covered Bruce. She's talked about everything I've talked about. Guys, we're a little over an hour, and I'm getting very, very hungry. So I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up tonight. We'll be back Friday night. I may do a little video like I did yesterday. I wanted to clear up some things yesterday, and Myrna, we will talk tomorrow. Guys, keep Marianne in your prayers. She's having some health problems with some family members. Keep Cindy and her roommate Nancy in your prayers. And anybody that you know needs prayers, just pray for them. Always, 100% of the time, keep all the children, our kids here, and all the children. I couldn't tell you the answer to that green cleaning company. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to say prayer and then get out of here. Like I said, once again, thanks everyone for showing up. It means the world to me and Ron when we have a nice house. Dear Lord, as we come to you tonight, we come to you with happiness in our hearts, happiness in our destination. But we ask you, Lord, to still look after the people that need you, that need your help, the family members of the people who are sick, that the people who need, maybe they need a miracle like you give me in a hospital. But just look after all these people, all these children, 100% of the children, Lord. And we promise, here is our group. We will work with whoever we have to work with to make sure when all this happens, that we find every child, and then we're going to work hard to find every child a parent. So for people listening to this, think, if there is such magical things out there as these beds, which we know there are, and you can go back like you can do things, and you can be healthy, you could be a prime candidate for a couple of kids. We want to have every child know what the life that they're supposed to be lived is. Know that they're loved and cared for and not just there so someone can make $1 or $2. Lord, look after us all and take care of us. Get us through this cold spell, this terrible weather, and lead us to where we will be living on heaven on earth. And we pray to you through your Son, our Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. Good night, everyone.